Assalamu alaikum, dear sisters, listeners, and viewers. Today we will be speaking of, okay, Alhamdulillah, we all want children, we have children, but then we tend to lose ourselves in the whole business of having children. So, is this a good thing for the community? Are you supposed to be selfless or are you supposed to be selfish? So when we have children, we tend to think that, oh, now that I've got children, that's it. I don't need to look after myself. I just need to look after my children. But then, what stage do you start looking after yourself? And if you're not looking after yourself, can you really look after somebody else when you haven't really taken care of yourself? So let's get our sister Zahra to join us and see where we're going to go with this.
Yes,
Zahra, go
Assalamu
ahead.
alaikum everyone. Today's episode is really, really interesting and really, really thought-provoking because it's all about us women. As Sister Shanaz said that, when we don't think about us and how does it start? Is it only the community which or the cultural boundaries or cultural norms which is making us not thinking about us? So we start from the point one, that the point one is that we are unmarried. We have get in education. We are have some dreams. We have some hopes for the future. Some of us may be becoming a doctor, engineer, and it may be even working. So, what happen when you get married? Nobody actually sometimes tell you not to do anything. No, but if someone else saying it to you that or somehow you are staying in home, not doing the professional work, but why? I will ask you first the question: why you stop reading? Why you stop having hobbies? Why you stop going out for yourself? Like you used to go when you're younger, you study, you do house chores with your parents, you meet friends as well, you meet cousins, you go around. But what happened when one person come in your life and who never say that can't do that? It's your time management. What happened to your time management at that time? And who tell you that a young baby can stop you from doing anything when you can do lots of things if you put it in a everything in a place, if you put some system into your house. So
Mhm.
that's how we started, that where was the what was the wrong step, Sister Shanaz? What happened after the first year of the marriage or first 6 months of the marriage, the honeymoon period off? You go depressed, then you go flourish.
I think the fact of losing yourself begins even before you get married.
Hmm.
We grow up, first, we're a daughter, so we have no, you do not do what you want to do. You have a role to play as a daughter in the household, and you play that role. Then you get married and you are the obedient daughter-in-law, so you play that role. And then you have children, and of course, that's it. After that, you're told that your life is your children. That's it. No, nothing else. You just look after them, and whatever they want to do, it goes. Whatever they don't want to do, then that you don't need to do it. Now, as a person who's probably never worked, has never had an opinion, has never had a social life, has never done anything for themselves, this person will think, yes, it's true. I am just a mother, and I will just well, follow my children around and do as and what I need to do. Now, to be quite honest, that's fine. It's lovely being a mother. It's lovely running around your children. It's lovely to do things for them. That's great. But then don't forget they're going to grow up. They grow up and then they leave, and then you're left on your own. So when you're left on your own, then yeah, when you first have your children, there's a shift in responsibility. So you do have a huge responsibility on your shoulders. And of course, everybody wants to do that well. But don't forget your first responsibility is to yourself. Who am
Yeah.
I? Where's life taking me? What do I like to do? Am I fulfilling my ambitions? And not just ambitions, but your daily, day-to-day social connections? Am
Mm,
I doing everything that I needed to be doing for myself first?
mm,
And then you have this huge shift. You have children, you have to start running around them, and that's great. But the thing is, time goes past so quickly. It's only the other day, all my generation had children, and our children were very young, and we'd be in the park, swinging them on the swings. Now all those children they've graduated, they're working, they're married, some of them have their own children. So you are, as a parent, now you're thinking, right, okay, what do I do with myself? But had you kept your own identity right from the beginning, your own ambitions right from the beginning, your own social circles right from the beginning, then you would have, you would have your own identity as Shanaz or Zahra, rather than his mum or her mum, which is what most people are known as once the children are at school, when the children are working or whatever it is, or well, mainly at school and colleges, you're known as their mum. But you also need to be you. You
yeah,
need to be you
yeah.
throughout. And if you're not you, then you can't really be anybody else because everybody else is taken. So you have to remember that you have to be yourself, and that's first and foremost.
Exactly. Just spot on, Sister Shanaz, what you said. And I will continue taking further what you are talking. Like, is this the responsibility of a mother or the parents to when they show the children that they are individuals as well? So that's what you are teaching your children, that they become in they can be an individual as well. So if we see that, the parents who have the professional life, so they either the doctor, teacher, lawyer, and both parents are working. So they have the certain kind of environment in their home, and they have a certain kind of boundaries in their home. And sometimes you see their children also come into that environment where they are also have really sense of independence and really have really sense of being themselves and having their point of view and know how to put their point of view because they know who they are. But the mothers like us sometimes they have the little bit shaky grounds because they raised by a selfless mother who always sacrificed them for the children, and then there is a circle of codependency they create. What I mean by that, the circle of codependency is that, as you mentioned, first you are a daughter. So a daughter of a mother who is being a mother, who does not have any other identity or any other hobbies or anything rather than just taking care of the children. And you learn that, in an unconscious mind that, I don't need to do anything, everything would be provided to me. And there is no wrong that everything is provided to bring it to you. You don't need to work. You are not being forced to work. Nobody is saying that you must do work. But there is a lots of things when you are not working, but you still can be you. Working comes in a space where our culture is say if you need it,
Hmm.
right? If you need the money. But I will define it here little bit. The working is not only about if you need the money. You
Hmm.
are working because you feel yourself productive. And that productiveness is basically keep your mind busy to who you are,
Hmm.
and that who you are will stay away from the stresses that you in a time, as you said, when you grown up, your children are also grown up, they go on to their own ways, and then you does not have any hobby. Number one, you does not develop yourself mentally by reading and by like you are mentally stop thinking, stop reflecting, stop improving yourself at the age of 20 when you get married.
Hmm.
You never read a book after the college. You never watch a movie or TV in a critical point of view that what this program is trying to tell you. You watch it mindlessly.
Hmm.
Every story, every film story have something in there to teach you. There are social issues. There are issues about the psychological background, the people are stressing, what is happening in the world. You listen, you every day you might be sitting with your husband and watching the political programs, but you don't try to understand them, right? Every day you are going in the shops, but you never notice that the inflation, that how hard it is to like where are the prices are going on. So this is not somebody is telling you not to do it. And I understand that in our community, women usually snubbed to give the point of view around the social, political, or economical things, because they think you don't know anything, you don't see the world. But
Mhm.
who is stopping you see the world? There are books, there is TV, there is news, there is a whole lot of information available now online on internet, in your hand, on your phone. And this is the boundaries within you who have to stop. And then there is a really, I will say that the biggest gap come in within you. It's not only you stuck in a one space at the mind of 21 or 22-year age of, I will say, the intellectually, because you haven't grown, you haven't read, you haven't developed yourself. You are stay really behind from your kids,
Mhm.
because they are growing, they are studying, they are reading, they are growing up intellectually, and when they come home, there is nothing they can talk with you. And then you say that you don't talk to me, you only ask me how are you. But what they are going to talk to you? They don't see their mother doing anything,
Mhm.
and they think that our mom does. You don't talk anything other than the basics with
Or
your
just telling us off.
or the telling them off, right?
Yeah.
Like if I ask you, the listeners, think about that, what 5 sentences you only speak in whole day. Have you eaten? Do you want food?
Mm.
What food you want to eat? Okay, you
Yeah.
don't want to eat the food, I will go in the kitchen and make something again.
Mm. Where are you
uh,
going?
yeah, what we don't know what they're studying, but we ask them what grades you are taking.
Mm.
We never discuss with their what are they struggling or not, or what new things they learn.
Mhm.
So these are the things, and this is not the kids' fault. They can't talk with you. It's your fault. It's not your husband's fault. It's not your in-laws' fault. It's not your parents' fault.
Mhm.
This is who you stop doing anything at the after that, the first day of the marriage.
I think with the Asian community, we're very, it is very sad, like you say, that as soon as we hit 21, that's it. After that, we don't read, we don't learn, we just think everything is about everybody else. Now, reading is something that I think you should do lifelong. It's
Yeah, of
something
course.
every single day you should do at least 10, 20, 30 an hour of reading. Any book. It doesn't have to be a religious book. It doesn't have to be a fiction book. It doesn't have to be a biography. Whatever you want to read, you read it.
Yeah.
And that, I think that's a great fuel for your mind. It
Hmm.
really opens your mind up. Now, the thing is, also with the concept you said, you spoke about working and then not having to work, which is lovely. If you don't have to work, it's wonderful. But
Hmm.
there is such thing as voluntary work.
Yeah.
And I really would encourage our community to do that voluntary work because don't forget, when you're at home, it's the same set of questions, the same set of answers, the same people, the same conversation, and nothing really changes. And you don't
Yeah.
really learn anything. But once you're working with people who, and especially when you're doing voluntary work, because you're working with special type of people, and those people have a lot to give, and those people have a lot of wisdom, and those people have, they are selfless. So they will have had a lot that they have learned in their life and they've given a lot back to the community. Learning from them would be amazing. So when you are in a good position and you don't need to work, wonderful. You can still do something like volunteer at the Citizens Advice Bureau. That would be amazing because you will be helping people. You can volunteer with mother tongue and other places that need people with a different language who can also interpret and so on. So it's really important that you don't just think of, right, okay, I don't need to work, so I'm not going to work. Okay, you don't need to work, but you can still do something which will benefit you and it will also benefit society at large, which will give you a bigger picture in life and it will make you a different person because you will learn different things. So it's not just about, sitting at home and being comfortable at home because we feel if we're comfortable at home, that's it. We don't need to do anything else. And then the penny drops when the children leave and we've not improved ourselves, we've not taken ourselves further, our education is old, our skills are old, so all the things that would help us to move into a job or something, they're all old.
Yeah.
That, people are moved on from there. So had you been in there, even if it's only once a week, and most voluntary positions are once a week, very, very important that we do keep, and it also takes you out of the house, you meet different people, and you learn to find yourself. Because where you've lost yourself, where you've just not done anything for yourself, but you've always been running around the children. But now that you're going to be in a position where you are going out and you are meeting different people from different walks of life, you might actually find your walk very, very quickly
Yeah.
because you're up against those people. And some things you just all, it just clicks and connects.
Exactly. That's perfectly said. And then I will say there is because if we specifically talk to people who lives in the Western countries, there is something far more difficult for the people who get married at the age of 18, 19. They come from a village setting or less flourished setting. They have the basic education there.
Mhm.
Their language skills are really poor. They come here and get married in a cousin marriage or something. And then they being stuck in the home. One, because they are younger, or maybe the home setting for them.
Mm.
Second is that there is language barrier and nobody push them at the as early as possible to go learn the language here because the language facilities are available,
Mhm.
but they are not being pushed and they are reluctant because if only they are being pushed only for one thing in the language,
Mhm.
they learn the language not in 1 year, not in 2 year, maybe in the 5 year, but
Mhm.
after 20 years and living in this country, they still don't know the language. They still don't know, they still need someone to go with them to the GPs and everywhere because the language barrier, they are not able to learn driving.
Mm.
They are more dependent onto that. And
Fascinating.
that as you suggested that they haven't done any volunteer work as well, so they might be of the same age like you and me or a bit younger, and they are more lost than anyone.
Mm. True, true.
True. And because there is not only one gap, which is the communication gap within their in-laws who may be raised here and more verbally active because they have the language skills because of living here. Their husband, because that person may be willingly or not willingly get married to you, but you haven't developed, and
Mhm.
there is a lots of communication and gap in there, and he's not finding any way to reach out to you rather than just saying the common phrases which we mentioned earlier. And
Mhm.
similarly, your children are not don't know how to communicate with you
Mhm.
because even though they might know your language, but they still don't know how to communicate their feelings, their needs, or their ideas with you because they think you don't understand that.
Mm. True. And I often
And this is that you are being into a really, really alone shell within yourself.
Mhm.
So what do you think with these people if they are haven't done anything yet?
I think it's very common that we come to England or the group that you speak about. They come to England and they start living with the family. So obviously they don't need to learn English because the family speaks Punjabi or Urdu.
Yeah.
Then they always have a member in the family who will take them everywhere. Now, this is something that we need to stop because you need to be independent. Um, and let's say that you're not educated, because sometimes people come from Pakistan and they're not educated. It doesn't mean that you can't educate yourself. You can enroll in classes, you can take lessons, and even if you learn one sentence a day, that's 365 sentences a year.
Yeah.
So in a year, you will be able to converse with whoever it
Anyone.
is that you need to converse with. And often this group again that we speak about, they will not have a friendship group either
Yeah.
because they are home birds, they are home people, they don't want other people getting in there and, poisoning their mind. Basically, what poisoning their mind means is that they don't want people to tell them their rights as
Yeah.
a daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
So she's never going to know that you have a right to an education, you have a right to independency, you have a right to live on your own. You are, you don't have to. In Punjabi, we call it "kur kur ke jeena jeene ki zarorat nahi hai." So you don't have to kur kur ke ji. You can be yourself. So people think that okay, if we keep the women segregated then or the daughter-in-law segregated, then she won't learn and therefore she won't break away from this cycle. And if she's not breaking away from this cycle, later on she's suffering, that's okay. It's not us that are suffering. She is suffering, which is a very, very selfish attitude. I
Yeah.
think people should be given independence. People should be given the opportunity to, branch out. They should be given the opportunities to do things and meet people, have a social circle. Because people in one family, they will all be thinking the same. Their way of thinking is usually very similar. So if you've got a mother-in-law and a couple of sister-in-laws, their point of view about life is going to be very similar and you are going to have to adapt to what they say. But once you learn who you are and you educate yourself and you go out and you move around in different circles, you may find actually what they say isn't the be all and end all of things.
Yeah.
I can be a different person. I can enjoy a different lifestyle. So it's very, very sad that our women who come over, even though it's not our topic about, the people that come over and then they're never really integrate in society, they just sort of like sit back and just think, well, I'm from Pakistan and that's how it's staying. Or, we're from this sect or this village or this brotherly and we're not moving forward. So it's very sad that this happens within the community. And those people, they will never find themselves. In a way, I don't even think they will be looking to find themselves. They won't be looking for their identity because they don't believe they do have an identity, because they believe they are part of this big picture, which is the family clans type of thing. So they will never feel, oh, I've lost my identity in parenting because there was no identity in the first place. And they will never think, oh, am I just a mum? Because to them, I am just who I am is good enough. There's no need to be anybody else. And this is where, when the children move out, when the children get married, they don't marry who you ask them to marry. And this is where the big cycle of crying in front of everybody begins that I've been such a good woman, I've been a good mother, and look what my children have done to me. You have probably been a very good woman, but at the end of the day, you've not helped yourself. You've not built your character. You've not moved on. You haven't learnt about life. You haven't learnt about children and their rights. You've just been in a cocoon, and that's what happens with people who are living in this little cocoon.
Yeah, that's perfect. Very well said. And that is the today's episode is all about how to find yourself if you haven't found yourself. And if you have shut down yourself, how to open that window again. Start slow, start small. If, as Sister Shana said, if you read and learn or change one word or one sentence in your life, In the day, you change 365 degrees after the year.
Mm-hmm.
And this 365 degree, maybe you are a different person.
Mm-hmm.
And do believe that, the person you left behind is still waiting there for you. Hand that person in the hand and start from there.
Mm-hmm.
You are a brilliant person. You are a brilliant woman before the marriage. You are doing something. You are studying. You are learning. You have some dreams. Even though all these dreams can't be possibly fulfilled, learn how to dream new,
Mm-hmm.
which is possible for you now because you are in a different position. You are more aware, more, independent. You can find a way if you want to. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the want, and that's the self-care for you. You need
Mm-hmm.
to work around.
Where there's a will, there's a way. So if
Yeah.
you've got the will, you'll find the way.
Yeah, you are a mother, you are gonna be mother for your, like, so I will say that, you are a daughter, you'll always be a daughter to your parents.
Exactly.
You
Mm-hmm.
are a wife, you are always be a wife. You are a mother, you always be a mother. But from all three identities, all three things, you are still you. You have to bring that part on the front in some ages and stages of your life,
Mm-hmm. Yes,
or
you're
even 1 hour in a day. What do you think?
I think you must have at least an hour in the day when you're just left to yourself. This is when you do your reading. This is when you do your, your personal growth. And do always do something for personal growth. There's always that thing that we need to do. Is personal growth isn't something that you only do up until you're 18 or 21 or until you get married. Personal growth is up until the day you die.
Yeah.
Every day you've learned something. Every day you're a bigger person. Every day you've managed to make yourself better than what you were the day before. So treat every day as something I need to do something for myself every single day. And it's not being selfish or taking time away from others, but it's just providing yourself with the best before you think you can provide it for everybody else.
Yeah, or even though you are providing at everyone else, but just take a window, take a, breathing space for yourself.
Mhm,
And that's how it will be built up, and that's how you will be less stressed. That's how you will be get out of the codependency circle. It's the codependency is not always the financial, it's
mhm,
the emotional as well.
mhm,
Because once you are all out for others, and when these others are move on, then you are empty. You don't know what to do. You are just clinging to your loved ones, asking them unnecessary
mhm,
attention which they can't give you because
mhm.
they have their own family and self to take care of. And you
Yes.
are asking them every day why you are not calling me, why you are not doing this to me, when you
Mhm,
are pretty capable. Like, I'm not saying that, you are vulnerable, you are old, you are not sick, right? So there would be a age where you really, really need a carer or someone, and your children who love you,
mhm.
of course, care for you. But before that, just give them the space to grow and give some space to yourself to grow as well independently.
Inshallah.
And this is the last word for this
Yeah. And
episode.
if you need any help growing, if you need any help finding yourself, or what sort of things you can do, then obviously get in touch with us and we can sort of like find out how your personality works, how you have been,
Yeah,
where you are in life, and where if you need to be, or
exactly.
how it's going to come from you and nobody else. No one can
Exactly.
make you grow unless you want to grow. That's
Yeah,
my
and if there is some procrastination or some motivational breakouts for you there, just come to me. That the therapeutic work is there for you. Just spend some money on, no, but like it's just the cost one suit of you, one
Mm.
dress you are going to make, of one makeup product you are going to take. Just
And
sacrifice
the
that
best
and have
money
have
spent
a session.
And the best money spent is the money spent on your own self-growth.
Exactly,
Mhm.
exactly. Thank you very much for listening to us. Take care. Allah Hafiz.
Jazakallah.